All right, this time of year is when I usually start scoreboard watching. And yes, when the Lions were bad, I would always scoreboard watch going into Thanksgiving. How many games do the Lions got to win in a row to have a chance at the playoffs? That was our far-fetched dream for the longest time. But now recently, you start scoreboard watching these other teams. Like last night, watching Philly, Washington. Philly's coming up on us. You're gonna have them maybe jump us in the power rankings because they beat Washington. That's how it's gonna go this week. And then if Buffalo beats Kansas City loses, they might shoot Buffalo as the top team in the league for power rankings wise, and that's just going to make me mad because what do the Lions got to do? We're just playing the teams that are on our schedule, baby. That's all it is. In Jacksonville, I know they're a 2-8 football team, but they're coming in. Last 3 weeks, they've played playoff football teams, and they've put up a fight against them. This isn't going to be no slouch game. This isn't going to be some game where we're just going to come in and roll them. No, I don't believe that at all. Even though Trevor Lawrence isn't playing this week and Mac Jones is in, and last week he looked awful against the Minnesota Vikings, I'm still expecting the Jacksonville Jaguars' best shot. They're playing for a lot of pride. I don't know if Doug Peterson's still coaching for his job because he would have been gone a long time ago. Jacksonville, you got a young quarterback and you're 2-8 right now. That is unexcusable in my opinion, but they're an NFL team, and they're going to bring it. They're going to bring their best shot. Every week, someone's going to bring their best shot against the Detroit Lions. That's just honestly how I feel, because now that the Detroit Lions are good, people can't handle it. People are like, oh, we got to put the Lions back down. Well, bring it on. Last week, Houston played again with their backs against the wall. They gave us our best shot. We shot ourselves in the foot, and we still came back and won that game. So all these other teams that are bringing it, all these other teams that are mad that we're a top dog right now, keep bringing it on. We're just going to keep lining them up and knocking them down. Now let's talk about let's preview this game this week. The Jacksonville Jaguars offense, like I said, Trevor Lawrence isn't playing this week. They got Mac Jones playing. I don't know what ever happened to Mac Jones in his career or his young career. I thought he was going to be pretty solid coming out of Alabama. Maybe he went a little bit too high. Maybe he should have sat a couple of years behind like a Kirk Cousins like they're doing in Atlanta right now. That's why I really think Mac Jones would excel. But right now, he's looking like he's on his way out of the league or going to be a career backup, because what he did last week against Minnesota, came in for Trevor Lawrence, 2 interceptions. Just their offense didn't have any rhythm to it. And then what we got to look out for on their offensive side of the ball is Tank Bigsby, running back, and Trevor Etienne from Clemson. And they got Brian Thomas Jr. out there. Jacksonville's, they got studs out there. Just got to play good, disciplined football. We can't take a break off. Just because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and they're 2-8 doesn't mean we can't show up this week. I'm not expecting that because, like I said in my previous videos, Dan Campbell comes out and he's trained this team to take it one game at a time, and that's why I'm glad he hasn't trained me. So that's why I'm glad this team of the Detroit Lions, they're not scoreboard watching. They're taking it one game at a time. That's what this team has been trained to do. And offensively, last week, Jacksonville gave up a lot of rushing yards to Aaron Jones, so I'm expecting Jahmyr Gibbs to have a pretty big game. Maybe he eclipses 100 yards. Maybe they both eclipse 100 yards. That would be pretty solid because Jacksonville has been struggling against the run. They got Josh Hines-Allen, who I was hoping the Detroit Lions would trade for at the trade deadline, but now I'm looking forward to Darius Smith debut for this Detroit Lions team. That's going to be exciting. There's a lot to be looking forward to this game. Like I said, Jacksonville struggles against the run, so hopefully this week we can do 200-yard rushers, because that would be pretty cool, and that would take all the attention off Philly. That would take all the attention off these other teams, but we got to make a statement win. That's just for me personally, because I'm sick of all these teams being like, Lions are good, but you got Philly coming up, and they're playing really solid football. Just bring it on, baby. That's how I really feel. And we won't know much about this Detroit Lions team until a couple weeks when we strap it up with Buffalo. That's going to be our next big test. I honestly feel that, because right now we got Jacksonville, which should be a dub. You got Indy, which should be a dub. You got Chicago at home, should be a dub. And then you got Green Bay again, should be a dub. That's this next quarter of the season, you should go 4-0. That's just my honest opinion. That's how we're lining them up and knocking them down. And like I said, Dan Campbell has trained this team to take it one game at a time. So us getting a little carried away as fans is totally cool. This Lions team, they're not. They're taught to respect their opponents, and they're going to respect their opponents. But like I said, I don't know when this Detroit Lions team's going to lose again. If we throw 5 interceptions last week and we still win the football game, when are they going to lose again? Tell me. Because we shot ourselves in the foot this past week, and I told you guys the only team that can beat this Detroit Lions team is themselves, and they beat themselves, and they still won the football game. So give me a situation where this Detroit Lions team should lose. It's a 12.5-point spread. Maybe against the spread we lose, because last week was the first time Dan Campbell didn't cover against the spread. It was a 3.5-point spread, and we won by 3. It's crazy how Vegas knows things, but hey, what do I know about sports gambling? All I know is this Detroit Lions team is about to be 9-1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, one of the top teams in the league after week 12 or week 11, and that's pretty exciting, man. I'm pumped with the way the season's going. Let's come out healthy. Let's come out with a statement victory this week, and let's just come out of the weekend 9-1. It's your boy T signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.